The sounds of her own feet scraping along the dirt path that led into Helltown were all that Lisa could hear. In truth, she barely heard that. She was walking in a trance-like state, thinking not just about the photos she was going to take, but all the legends surrounding Helltown itself. Would she come face to face with a mutated python? Or would she be snatched by the mysterious cult that supposedly inhabits the area? She let out a laugh as these thoughts went through her head, but she realized there was some nervousness in it. She stopped and leaned against a tree to check out her camera bag and take some photos of the forest surrounding her. As she set the bag back down while holding her camera, she looked at the endless forest ahead. She snapped a few photos and said out loud to no one in particular, "This entire place looks like it's decaying." After getting the shot she wanted, she placed the camera back in her bag and started back on her journey. This wasn't the first haunted place she was taking photos of, but the closer she got to the quote-unquote murder bus, the more uneasy she felt than anywhere else she had been. After another 20 minutes of walking, she had finally come upon the abandoned school bus she was here for. Next to the bus sat a sign welcoming her to Helltown. This felt more like a mocking than a welcoming. On the other side of the bus sat a building that was rotting away, a relic of a town that used to be. She set up her tripod and placed the camera on top, carefully screwing it into the base. The gloomy clouds created a great backdrop for Lisa, as excitement washed away some of her fear. "One of these might even be good enough for the cover of the book," she once again said out loud to no one, a habit of hers when she was a bit nervous. As she continued to take the photos, she saw a little bit of smoke start to leak out a window of the back of the bus. "Hello? Is anyone there?" she managed to stammer out. No response, but the smoke got heavier. Caught between wanting to grab her stuff and run and checking out what was happening on the bus, she decided to head towards the vehicle. She yanked open the closed doors of the old rusted yellow bus and yelled hello as she walked up the steps. She looked towards the back of the bus and the smoke continued to seep out the window, but no one was there. She slowly started to walk towards the back of the bus. As she made it to the third row of seats, she noticed that the smoke was starting to thin out. By the time she made it to the back, it had fully disappeared. Lisa thought maybe she was going crazy, but she could still smell cigarettes. She looked around for evidence of one. Maybe a group of kids were hiding while smoking and dropped one on the bus, she thought, but found nothing. At this point, she decided it was time to leave. She walked back towards the front of the bus and headed towards the door. As she took a step onto the stairs, the door snapped shut. The smell of cigarettes filled the air around her. As she spun around, a bloody bus driver sat in the driver's seat and looked down at her and said, "You're here with us now. Forever." Panicking, her eyes dashed towards the rear exit, where she saw the seats filled with bloody faces, smiling back at her. I'm Rob Coakley, and this is Hometown Ghost Stories, Helltown, Ohio.